Hey, what's up? You're watching Finding Chino, a space where we can walk through anything, no matter how narrow it is. Oh, man, dead end. What's up? I'm in LA. Can't you tell from the paint and the wood? I'm finally here. And I don't know what to say. It's been a whirlwind. I almost missed my flight because I had 2 stops before I got to the airport, but when I got to the airport, there was no line to checking in my bags and no line at the security, which is a freaking miracle. So here I am, and I wanted to share with you 11 lessons that I learned from living in New York for 11 years. Let's head jiggle right to it, shall we? Point number 1, New York City is not a beast, but it does release the beast in you. Yeah, sure, New York City is a very challenging and intense city to live in, but really, it just brings up your insecurities and places it right in front of your face. And it says, deal with it. I've learned that the city itself is not challenging, but really it's the situations that I faced that revealed to me how deep my insecurities go. And that is just such a great lesson to learn, because it really doesn't matter where you are, who you're with, or what situation you're in. It's not the thing that you're facing, but how you're responding to the thing that is coming at you. Point number 2, the courage to voice my own opinion. Yes! Being Asian, essentially, all my thoughts and opinions happen here, and they don't really translate verbally. You know what they say, never trust a smiling, silent Asian. You never know what they're thinking. That's not an actual saying, I just made that up. But I think it could be a saying. New Yorkers do not have a filter and they do not care what you think. I've learned that expressing how I feel doesn't end the world, and it also doesn't end relationships. I still have a lot of dear friends here who know more now of what I think, and they still love me. Point 3, even though New York City is known to be one of the greatest cities in the world, dry pee still smells the same over here. Number 4, no matter how much I faked it, there were times where I still couldn't make it. No matter how much I did and achieved or accomplished, it wouldn't add to my self-esteem, and I would still feel very inadequate. I can never say that. So, you can only do so much faking, and really what it was this underlying lack of belief in myself. If you have this inherent unbelief or disbelief in your abilities, your successes are always going to be seen through that filter of I'm not good enough. That's what happened with me, and I had to go to the core of where that was coming from. And now I don't need to fake it, and I don't know if I'm going to make it. I feel I have a better chance of doing it right now. 5, go small to go big. I always lived by the rule, go big or go home, and that really screwed me over so many times, because I always want to do epic things, but then it's so big that I get overwhelmed and projects don't get made, and I get disappointed and people get disappointed. I don't know why everything needs to be so epic with me. Maybe I'm overcompensating for my small penis, metaphorically speaking, but I had to learn to go small. And going small enabled me to actually accomplish the projects that I set out to do. Point 6, rest is important. Living in a city that never sleeps, I forget that human beings need to sleep. The city can stay awake 24/7, but we ate 7-Eleven, you know what I'm saying? Just progressively started to find that life was getting harder. Situations would really upset me and I would get so overwhelmed. And really the antidote for that was sleep. So many studies show how important sleep is. I do not have the facts right now. I mean, I don't think I need to prove that to you, or do I? Regardless, sleep is important. Point 7. Dating guys more than 10 years younger than you does not make things less complicated because they have lived less, hence have less baggage. It's just complicated because People are complicated. Some people think I'm a cougar, but that's just so stupid dumb. I may be a tad bit older, but I don't look like his mom. And I wonder, is there a term for younger men who like older women? I'm sure there is. Anyway, on to the next point. Number 8. This is one of my favorite points. When people used to ask me to be myself, it would cause me a little bit of anxiety because I'm like, what does that mean? A lot of times in the past, it was really hard to just relax because I was constantly editing myself in my brain and saying, oh no, I can't say that, oh I can't say it like that. Or, you know, sometimes when I'm trying to make a point, I go into a British accent and it doesn't make any sense, but what else? Point 8, I learned how to express myself without being apologetic for it. I mean, I still do apologize because it's a process, but I'm definitely apologizing less now. Lesson number 9, people are trash, but you still need them anyway. I've met a bunch of really nasty ass people, and I'm sure a lot of people have thought that I was a nasty ass person as well, but anyway, I wouldn't have been able to get out of my depression and anxiety and pain if it wasn't for the community that I eventually allowed myself to be really vulnerable and honest with. You cannot do life alone. Let me rephrase it. I cannot do life alone. And so that's what I've learned. People are important. Point number 10. This is my favorite one. I don't need a man. I just need one to change my light bulbs. And I don't mean light bulbs as a euphemism for my hoo-hoo, aka vagina. I'm kidding. I can change my own light bulbs. I just don't need a man. Do I want one? Of course. Who doesn't? The last lesson is a very big one for me, the lesson in forgiveness. I had culminated so much resentment and bitterness towards myself, towards my family, towards my childhood, the culture in my country, for all the mistakes that I had made and were continuously making, and it came to a point where I just couldn't move forward anymore. It made me very stuck. And it really is funny how much forgiveness plays a part in moving on and moving forward, and also making life easier, also having a clearer mind. I would love to talk more about that in future videos, but I just wanted to say I hope my 11 lessons and this really awesome something about Mary hair has given you something to think about. Thank you for watching Finding Gino. My name is Gino. Come find me. Still here. If you're having trouble reaching for the stars, just grab a ladder and reach.